All right, so welcome back to another episode of Empty Nest Adventures.
TV.
The last time you left us, we were on our way to Garmisch, Germany.
Yep.
We had, on our way out of town from the place that we had parked that night, or yeah, I guess it was a parking spot, not really a campground. We had hit a bakery, and we actually ended up eating some of the items from the bakery in the parking lot, mainly because it was so crowded I couldn't get out. So we waited for some of the cars to move out of the way so I could get big old Holly turned around and back out on the road. And we'd gotten some pretzels for later on in the day. So we were heading out, and one of the things that we had been working with, because when we were in Garmisch, we wanted to visit, and do you want to say?
The Neuschwanstein
Castle.
Neuschwanstein Castle.
The first problem that we ran into is that you couldn't get a tour for like 2 months.
Yes. I went online because you're supposed to do the tours through the online thing. So I went online. It said we couldn't get tickets for a month out. So
at least, yeah.
At least it was almost 2 months, but and we didn't want to hang around in Germany that long, so this was something that was on my bucket list.
Yes.
It is the castle that Walt Disney
was inspired by.
He visited and was inspired to do the Cinderella Castle and Sleeping Beauty, specifically Sleeping Beauty's castle.
Yep.
So I really wanted to see it. I'd seen pictures. It was just beautiful, in a beautiful setting.
Yep.
So
you ended up calling.
I had the idea to call Edelweiss, and I thought, okay, if we can get in to a tour with Edelweiss, we'll go ahead and choke the $299 room for the night.
And that is the military resort that's in southern Germany, basically. Yes.
The military has some that are in several. There's one in Walt Disney World we've stayed at a couple of times.
Shades of Green, yep.
Shades of Green. There's one in Japan. There's one in Korea. There's several of them.
Yep.
And
so
Edelweiss is one. So we've looked at Edelweiss staying there for Christmas or something like that. It's expensive, like $299 a night.
Yes.
It's really expensive.
Yeah.
But I thought, okay, if we could get the tour, we'd go ahead and choke it and stay one night there and go on the tour. Well, when I called, turns out you didn't have to stay there in order to book the tour.
Yes.
Woohoo! So.
And they had tours available when we were going to be there.
Yes.
Yes.
It was great.
Yeah.
And because service dogs in Europe aren't as plentiful as they are in the U.S.
Yeah.
In the U.S., we figured out that dogs can help with diabetes and post-traumatic stress disorder and, as Salsa does, seizure detection. Here, they still just see them as seeing eye dogs.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yep.
So to take your dog somewhere like that, they expect you're blind, or you don't get to take your dog.
Yeah. Yeah. There are no emotional support dogs here.
Oh, absolutely not.
That is very frowned upon. Yes.
Yes, they do not. Emotional support dogs don't exist here.
Yeah.
So what we had to do when I called Garmisch or Edelweiss, and talked to them, they had to go and call the castle and call the tour bus and call all these different places and talk to them about it. And then I had to send them my paperwork for Salsa so that they could see that she was in fact supposed to do what she does.
Yep.
And still we got it approved.
It was we were like the day before and not sure if we were still going to be able to go or not. So but they were a tremendous help.
Oh my gosh, I don't think we could have gotten it done without them.
When we got to so this was, we were still like the day before we'd even gotten to Garmisch and weren't even sure if we were going to go on the tour. On the way there, we actually entered Austria for a little bit. And there was a beautiful vista there, so we stopped and we took a couple pictures. Then we went back into Germany and got into Garmisch, and I think...
So we added another country, by the way. Austria.
So we were in this campground that we were going to be parked in, that we were going to spend the night in, while we were still dealing with
trying to figure
the
out
dog and the other restrictions. But so when the other thing that we also did when we got into Garmisch was I had ordered a couple of things through Amazon.
And that was interesting.
Tried to have them sent to an Amazon locker, but the one thing was too big, which was this big red and white sign that goes on the back of the camper to show that you have something back there, like bicycles.
Like a trailer.
Bicycles or something like that. Italy and Spain and Portugal require them. I mean, interesting enough, the pattern for Italy is different than the one for Spain and Portugal. I don't know what makes the difference, but...
And you have to have the one for that country.
Yeah. So we picked that up, and I'd gotten some more straps for the motorcycle, some better straps. And I'd also gotten some, like, mineral pills that I take. But part of the order showed up, and the other part didn't. And then it said it wasn't going to show up for, like, another week and a half.
Yeah.
And then it said, well, it's there. So, yeah, it's a little confusing still ordering. You know, it's not as fluid or easy as
Amazon isn't as established here
in US,
as it is in the U.S.
But if you're a little flexible, it is very, very easy to shop and very easy to do it on there. So, another thing that's interesting about, since we were going into Austria, they have this thing that they call vignettes.
Yep.
In certain countries, it's basically... kind of like a road tax that you pay to
travel
drive.
Tax.
Yeah, to drive on their roads. And fortunately, most of them you can buy online.
Yeah.
So, like
and
Austria.
they are real expensive.
No, Austria, we bought the one for 10 days because we knew we'd be going through on the way to Garmisch and then on the way back. And I think it was like 25 euros for 10 days.
Yeah. So, 30
and then we also needed one for
30.
Switzerland, which will be our next video when we drive through Switzerland. And we'll talk about that one too. So,
Love me Switzerland.
So we got into our camping spot, and it was kind of like a little resort area itself. It had the cars,
it was
the ski lift cars and stuff.
It had like a tram car that went all the way up to the top of this mountain, because we were up in the mountains.
Yep.
And you could take the tram ride up there. I mean, during the season, we're off season now.
Yeah.
So during the season, it was beautiful. It'd be nice.
Yeah,
up
they were getting ready for the ski season
Yeah.
while we were there.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that in a second. But so we finally felt like we had the castle tour locked down.
Locked in. It was good.
Ready to go. The dog would be good and everything would be good. So we got up, and I think it was a Thursday morning that we drove down to Edelweiss. It is a military base, so
you have to have we
had to have our IDs, and they had to look inside the camper and everything, and we got in there. Had a little trouble finding a place to park. We did find a spot, and well, there's a caveat with that too. So we went into the hotel, Edelweiss, and once they knew that we were there, it was like there were 4 or 5 women working in the office. All of them knew who Salsa was.
Yeah.
So everybody in the office was working on this thing of getting her so she could go on the castle tour with us. Now, the problem is that it was a pretty cloudy day, and it was kind of drizzling rain. So it was not the prettiest day to go see a castle, unfortunately, for somebody who was really looking forward to seeing the castle.
Now, the beginning part, when we went on the bridge.
Well, before we even got there, remember we went to that wood shop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that was kind of neat.
They had a couple of stops beforehand.
Yeah,
it was a tour.
Yeah, we went to a woodworking shop where they had a lot of stuff that was made out of wood and showed it off, and that was kind of a neat little. There were 3 vans that we were in.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that we got into the van with the one couple that was there with, I think, her parents.
Yes.
Because her father was the one that served.
He was the sponsor, the military sponsor.
Yeah. And they had a baby.
Yes.
I can't remember how, 14 months? something like that.
She was just a little bit older than our youngest grandson, who's 11 months. So she was just talking. She was like 13 or 14 months.
Yeah, because she's dog.
That was her first
and
word.
she had a southern draw.
Yeah.
Well, we find out they were from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yeah.
So here we are all the way over in Germany, sitting on a bus with other people
He was a Raleigh police officer.
Yeah, from North Carolina.
Canine police officer.
So the van had the dog and the baby on it both. So we visited the woodworking store. Then the next stop was at a church.
Yep.
And it had what they called a donut shop there, but it was more kind of like an elephant ear.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
It was good.
So we could go look around the church and take some pictures, and which we did. The funny thing there that we liked was when you get out into kind of the German country, they put bells on their cows.
Oh my gosh, that's one of my favorite
You wouldn't
things.
think when they just stand there that the bells would ring, but they're chewing cud and eating, and it was just, you could just hear all the different bells
just going off
the whole time.
It is music to your ear, and it's hilarious to watch all these cows with all these different bells. I mean, really, they put the bell on the cow.
Yep.
As they're eating and moving, the bells are just ringing.
Yep.
You get a big, large group of them, and it was really interesting.
So we went in. We had our donut and something to drink.
Had a coffee.
And then we headed off because the next stop was going to be in the little town that had the castle. And it was still cold and cloudy, really hadn't rained much yet. You had to buy tickets, and you could either walk, take a bus, or a carriage up to the actual place where the castle was.
Yeah.
We took a hair-raising bus ride.
I swear they packed everybody in there, and we had to stand.
Yeah.
And I had the dog, so I'm hanging on to her, and of course.
And I had somebody hanging on to me.
Yeah, I was hanging on to him, or no, somebody else was hanging on to you, and I was hanging on a pole, and it was, and the curve going up to the castle.
Oh, switchbacks and
my Lord, it was crazy.
And also they regulate the castle on the number of people that are in there, so you get a time that you get to go in.
Right.
And our whole group had a reserved time to go in.
Yes.
So we were kind of gathering for that, and that's when it really got kind of rainy and windy and nasty.
It blew in, and I mean,
it was terrible.
Blew. Everybody's umbrellas were going upside down,
and the other people from North Carolina, they didn't bring anything, so they were just soaked.
Yeah, with the baby, they were just sopping wet.
We got into the tour, and we had to do jump through a couple more hoops for the dog
because we were with the group though, and we got our tour in English, which if you're going, I recommend you have an earpiece or something.
Yeah, like a phone thing that you hold to your ear.
Yeah, but you're going to want to take the English tour. But yes, I got pulled aside with the dog, had to go up to the information counter, the security counter, re-show all the paperwork, re-talk, and then came out when it was our time. We went to go in, we had our tickets. The security guard there stopped me and had to take the paperwork or the ticket that the security guy had written on saying the dog was okay. He took my ticket and went back to make sure that was indeed okay.
Yeah.
And then we were on.
Yeah, then we were in the tour.
Yes.
And I remember back to when we were in Gietorn, we had a really good tour guide for our boat ride.
Oh, yes.
I think we paid for it for the castle tour. This guy was not good at bringing history alive. Very monotone, almost kind of quiet,
meek and quiet, and very.
He was just odd. I mean, I don't want to say anything, but just I would watch him when he wasn't talking, and just I don't know. It just was not. It may have been because we were cold and wet, but it was just kind of.
He didn't have a whole lot of spark to his personality. Yeah. We'll just say that
he was not a firecracker.
Yeah, he was not a firecracker.
So. After we got done with the tour, we had to get down the hill.
And you won't get any video or photos of inside the castle because you're not allowed to take any pictures.
We got lots of pictures outside.
Yes.
Which you probably have already seen in the video that I've already put in. But so then we had to get down the hill. And our main option there was the carriage ride.
That's the one they recommend. Take the carriage.
Yeah, there was a line for it, obviously, because they were covered.
It was
because it was raining.
Pouring rain.
But Salsa and the horses were not getting along.
No.
So we decided to go ahead and walk down.
Yeah.
In which we got pretty much drenched the whole way down.
Sopping, soaking, drenched, muddy.
Made the rest of the walk to the restaurant where we had reservations for our group.
Yes.
And we got there, got inside. They kind of put us back in a little corner with the dog, which was fine.
We had a soaking wet dog.
Yeah.
So, I don't blame them.
And so I actually had my first actual German meal.
Yes.
There in Germany.
Mm-hmm. And we were so hungry. He took a bite before he started eating it.
I always do that.
Before.
Yeah. I'm not a food picture person, so I just.
But I was like, you need to take a picture.
2-3 bites in, and I'm ready to, then I take a picture. So, after that, we got back into the vans, and we went back to Edelweiss. And they dropped us off there in the lobby of the hotel, and by that time it really wasn't raining very much. We kind of got dried off a little bit, but it was still just a cloudy day, You just
weren't comfortable.
And when we got back to Holly, the motorhome, there was a piece of paper underneath the windshield, and of course it was soaking wet.
Yeah.
But it was a very nice message. It told us that was not long-term parking where we put our camper.
Yeah.
But we were just there for the day.
We knew we weren't going to be long-term parking means when they tell
staying
you
overnight.
With a camper that this isn't long-term parking, that means you can't stay the night here.
Yep.
So
when we finally got the camper back to the camping place we were at again, same place we stayed the night before. And
it was a nice
we
campground.
Parked pretty much in the same space.
Same spot.
Pretty close to it. We were pretty tired and wore out and wet and everything. So
we were tired.
But we did notice that with the rain that had come our way while we were doing it, that there was a lot more snow up on the mountains that we could see.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
there's a before and an after of the snow, the rain.
And we had heard that they were making snow as well because they were getting ready to get into snow season because our guides for the Edelweiss tour were also ski instructors.
Yes.
And they were from like Montana and Wyoming and stuff like that they had come and came there and decided to be guides at Edelweiss. So that's our castle tour.
Yep.
And that is our experience at Garmisch and Edelweiss.
And that was our last real place we wanted to do in Germany.
Yes.
Now we're ready to head down.
So we were going to be ready to head out the next day. I was going to pick up the last half of my Amazon package on the way.
Right.
So we were going to do that. And the big thing is that, number one, we'd be going back into Austria for a time.
Yep.
And then come back into Germany for a little bit.
Yep.
And then go back into Austria again.
Yep. And then
we'd be going through the Alps through Liechtenstein and Switzerland. And so that's really what we're going to talk about in our next video is that part of the trip.
And Switzerland turned out to be amazing.
Yes, it was
amazing.
It was, let's just say that Switzerland took us to new heights as a tease. For the next video.
Yeah.
And if you want to see that, of course, you know what you got to do. You got to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Empty Nest Adventures TV.
And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up.
Yes.
Hit the little alarm bell. That'll alert you when we release new content on here. You can also, if you like reading, you can read the blog.
We have a blog.
We keep that up to date. That's on our website, and our website address is always here on the bottom of the screen.
Yep.
Just have to scroll down a little bit. There's a subscription form. You can sign up for the blog. And it'll have our last couple of posts on there. And then, of course, there's a menu item you can hit to go to the blog. And then if you just want
the blog.
If you just want just short little blurbs of where we're at and what we're doing in real time or close to real time, follow us on Facebook. And that is Empty Nest Adventures
TV.
Make sure you put the TV on the end of there so you get to our Facebook page. and hit that follow button. And so the next time you hear from us, we will be heading into the Alps.
Yes, into the Alps.
Yep.
So exciting. Bye.